What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a good day or night whenever you're watching this. Gonna do something a little unique today. I'm gonna talk about how much I spend in a month and kind of run through my expenses, how I look at things, whether or not I think it's high or low. I'm gonna sit here and try and justify why I overspend on some things like everyone does, but just think it'd be an interesting, kind of transparent video to make. I also got it's like one of those like fuzzy things that goes on your mic, so let me know if there's a difference in the sound quality. I think it'll help a little bit with like the, I think it's called a pop filter, for like words that have the letter P in it because of how your lips purse. It like makes a noise in the mic, but let me know. Could be a marketing thing, but I feel like I've noticed a difference. And obviously, traditional disclaimer before we get started that none of this is financial, legal, or tax advice. I'm not a licensed professional. This is just for entertainment. Take it with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Consult a professional before you invest or decide where to spend your money. Now, starting off is obviously the biggest expense. Now, I think that this value is definitely a little high, but I think that there's some reason to it. This is calculated because I got a move-in promo, so my rent is a little weird, but this is what it nets out to monthly. $1,560 a month. It includes, trash, valet trash pickup or something that they like mandate in the apartment. It includes like pest control and water charges and all that crap. It is a pretty nice complex. It has a, pool and a clubhouse with like a gym and stuff. But I am like near a major city, in the south. So rent is definitely up there because of that. I'm obviously not in the cheapest apartment. I could have found cheaper, but it's kind of the balance that I struck. I have a 1-bedroom. I don't have any roommates, which definitely hurts. But yeah, I think that in hindsight, maybe could have gotten a smaller place because I think I kind of overestimated, how much space I'd need. It's my first time like truly living with no roommate or family, so I think I got a little bit more house, so to speak, even though it's an apartment, than I needed. But overall, I think it's a really nice place. It's near work for me, so I think it made sense, and I would probably do it again. I've also just heard like a lot of horror stories from people I know about like finding roommates on like Craigslist or like Facebook, and just decided that was not the route that I wanted to take. So I could have saved a couple $100 a month probably if I had gone on the internet and found someone to live with. But I figured I was in a good enough position that I could afford to not have to make that decision. But if I had a friend here or family around, I would most certainly be living with them to save some money. Next up is car payment. I made a video about this before, but last year I bought a 2023 Honda Civic. Was a promo lease rate. I probably, again, this is all like in hindsight. I'm just gonna spitball and I'm gonna have like a nitpick for every one of these expenses, but that's part of continuous improvement. I chose to do I think it's 5-year loan. Probably could have gone with the 4-year loan at the slightly better interest rate because I think I could have swung it. And just do it for the better interest rate, obviously. But it's essentially, I don't want to call it an investment because it's a depreciating asset, but given where the used car market was, I think it made sense to buy, and Hondas are a good car that lasts for a long time. It came with free maintenance for like 2 or 3 years, so I don't have to worry about oil changes, tire rotations, that type of stuff. And obviously super reliable, very comfortable, has all the new features that you could want. So yeah, insurance is also a big thing. I'm, in my early 20s, and it's my first time on my own insurance, technically, even though I've been on a policy since I was like 16. But I also opted for a pretty good insurance. I think I have like top coverage in like most of the categories, and even have the what's it called? Like rental car reimbursement. If your car is in an accident and it ends up being in the shop, they'll like get you a rental car for like X amount of days. I went back and added that. I didn't have that before, but my car got hit while it was parked months back at this point, after I moved down here. And their insurance like paid for it fully, and they paid for me to have a rental car while my car was in the shop. But it took like freaking over 2 weeks for them to like start like from drop off to pick up. And I was like, man, if like if they weren't covering my rental car, even though their repairs were paid for, like I'd kind of be screwed, just be spending a crap ton of money. So it was like not that much more to add that to my insurance. And I've never been in an accident, so I don't think my rate is insane. Plus, I don't know if you guys have seen, but like car insurance rates in the last year have had like a pretty steady jump, just like with inflation, and I don't know. Yeah. Where I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, cause we went through their insurance. It doesn't actually go on my insurance. Obviously, it'll be on like the Carfax or whatever. Like it's on the car report. If I was to sell the car, it would just get disclosed, even though it was like a minor cosmetic accident, I believe. But yeah, it didn't affect my insurance at all. Next up is gas. I don't think I drive like particularly eco-conscious, but I don't think I drive like badly gas mileage wise. I average about like 35 miles a gallon. I do try and fill up at Costco when I'm there, because it's like usually like 30 cents a gallon cheaper or something kind of nuts, which for like 10 or 12 gallons, like it's not a lot of money, but it's not nothing. But yeah, I don't live super far from work, so gas is mostly spent on outings and other stuff. Next up is health insurance. I am on a high deductible health insurance plan, which is why the premium is so cheap. It comes with an HSA. So obviously I'm contributing money on top of this. I'm thinking about making a video on kind of like my income and how I break it out and save, but it's definitely an adjustment for me in terms of like how much transparency and like sharing I'm doing online. But I think it would be neat to talk about. So let me know if that's something that you guys would be interested in. If there's enough demand, then maybe I'll do it. But yeah, so that basically covers like my annual physical and like immunizations. But anything else I have to pay up to my deductible. Obviously there's negotiated insurance rates, so it's not like I'm paying cash, but yeah. And obviously the idea is that you're using your HSA to pay for those expenses, but I'm stockpiling that puppy for down the road, and I just pay for stuff out of pocket now. But I don't really have any health concerns right now. Next up is utilities. This one can really range. I've had months where it's as high as like 110 or 115. I think it has to do with like electric pricing, but there is like a decent portion of my bill that is fixed to some degree for like electric and gas distribution charges, and then the usage rate is on top of that. But that also includes like my gas from like my heat and my actually I have a electric stove and oven, so I don't know what I'm talking about. this one's like kind of whatever. Not a ton you can do about this. It's kind of just a set rate, $54 a month. It's like a unlimited talk, text, and data plan, but you get like metered on your data speed after like a certain amount of gigabytes per month. Yeah, nothing crazy there. Internet kind of same deal. I think I have like 500 megabytes a second. Obviously you're not, guaranteed that rate or getting that rate all the time, but I've found that my internet's pretty good. And that's with them giving you like the equipment and whatnot. Then I have my renter's insurance. $12 a month. Renter's insurance is low-key not that expensive, but I know the building also has some of their own insurance, and yeah, I mean, I think the rates of accidents or whatever must just be lower for apartments versus houses, because I feel like home insurance is like way more expensive, even though a lot of apartments like equivalent dollar values, let's say like if they were a condo, can be as much as like a house, depending on where you are. Then we have subscriptions. I probably spend like $52 a month on this, roughly. That's like Apple Music, Apple Storage. Even though my complex has a gym, they don't have all the machines that I want. I'm pretty big into fitness, so I have a gym membership somewhere else as well. I have an Adobe membership for like editing and stuff for the channel. And then I just recently had to get my own Netflix plan because they're being complete a-holes and telling me I'm not a part of the household of the people I was sharing with before. So yeah. The next one is food. I actually don't spend a ton on food. I know you may be looking at that and saying like that's a pretty decent amount of money, but it is tough because I consume a lot of protein and I eat a decent amount. And also I'm trying to get away from the habit of buying stuff that's like packaged for convenience, if that makes sense. Like switching to protein powder instead of getting the like protein cartons, you know what I'm talking about, like Premier Protein or like Fairlife. What I typically do is I go to Costco once a month because it's like a little bit of a drive from me, and I load up on like meats and anything that's like a pantry good that like won't expire, and I'll get like my protein there and like energy drinks, like any of that type of stuff, stock up, and then that'll last me the entire month, and I won't actually buy that much food in between the Costco runs, like only like $50 to $100 worth of food, which is mainly just like produce, like fruits. If I run out of meats, maybe a little bit of that, but like that's just to last me, because if I buy that stuff at Costco, it'll go bad before I have the chance to actually use it all, even though it's way better pricing. So, but yeah. And then the last one, it kind of varies, so I didn't even know like what number to put here, but like fun money, like vacation spending, other stuff, if you need like clothes or like, whatever you could think of. It really depends. I wouldn't say I'm a big spender on any of those. Shop at the thrift store, for the most part. I don't go on any like luxurious vacations. A lot of the time when I travel, it's just to go see like family or friends, and I stay with them. And I wouldn't say that like a lot of the stuff that I do for fun costs a ton of money, but I wanted to put it in there. So that puts me at like a little under $3,000, not including the like fun vacation money. But it looks like a lot of money when you add it up. But honestly, living in the United States is not cheap, especially when you are, by yourself and you don't have anyone to share a lot of these expenses with. And also because I just bought a new car because I needed a car and the used car market was pretty bad. So, because if I had a roommate and I didn't have a new car, my rent would probably be closer to like $900 or $1,000, my car payment could be like maybe $200 less. I mean, if the car was paid off, obviously it's zero, and then your car insurance goes down because it's not as new of a car, it's worth less, and also my driving record will be better a couple years down the road because I'll have more of a track record. Utilities would be cut in half even if it was a little higher, so like maybe save $30 there. Internet would be cut in half, $30 there. Renter's insurance would probably be a little bit lower because I wouldn't be covering their half. So, you know, you can save a lot of money by living with people. I could probably be at like $2,500 easy if I had a roommate, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I think it's nice to actually look at and kind of track this stuff because you think of things or notice things that you wouldn't really have noticed otherwise. Like, wow, I'm like actually paying quite a lot to have my car. It's costing me like $730 a month for my car. And granted, I'm like paying it off, so you're carrying some sort of value in the car, and obviously you're getting use out of it, but things like that aren't necessarily apparent to you when you're paying all these things individually. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought. If it's a foolish waste of time, let me know. If you really enjoyed it, let me know, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.